Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 116, Stupid Statements, recorded on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. Tonight's topics: I signed what? You don't need software for that. And lowering mortality rates. Stick around, folks, it's a pretty good show this week. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
And as I said last week, the backup did not get me back up. And just more Windows issues, which is why I almost told Ryan a couple of seconds ago, forget it, we're done. I've had it. And we'd skip this week, but didn't do it. And we got some good topics on here. So good news, I guess. If anybody actually pays attention to the credits at all, last week I had to go back to using Shotcut for editing because, again, Windows backup sucks. And what kills me too is, so for the podcast, I have a specific directory where everything goes, so that, the intent is, if something like this were to happen, I can copy from my external SSD, put it in there, and then I'm good to go. But no. The software that I use, the Luxea, I think that's how it's pronounced, Luxea video editor, yeah, apparently it doesn't matter if everything's in the same directory. It's all just hosed, period. So I actually, after I went through and reinstalled Windows again, wiping everything clean, because anybody who watched last week might remember that I said things still weren't right. So, I went through, I redid it, and they're a little better now, but I'm still very annoyed, and maybe a situation where I install Linux and try and run my photo editing software in a virtual machine or something, because it's just ridiculous dealing with Windows and all this crap. But at any rate, so what do you say? Yeah, what do you say we jump into our first topic here?
What do we got to start with?
So we're going to be talking about Trump. And no, this time we're not actually talking about the former president.
Oh?
Well, not directly, at least.
One of his dumb kids?
Yes, one of his dumb children.
Which one?
I think I put it in the notes. I don't remember. Yes, it was Eric.
Oh, wow, not Don Jr.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So...
Because Don Jr.'s the dumbest one.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but, Ivanka there, she really showed that she's an idiot, too.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate,
even though everybody thought she was the least dumb of all of them.
Yeah, but so is she... we can throw it in there because this is really about the whole trial, in the fraud that he committed, or hasn't been convicted yet. So I need to say allegedly committed, regarding, the whole, I'm worth more than anything, blah, blah, blah. But, so when she was being questioned by the DA, by the DA's office, he asked her a simple question regarding accounting. And she said, well, I don't know that. I wouldn't know that. And he said, but didn't you go to Harvard for accounting? Well, yes. And you got a degree? Yes. And you don't know this? No, I don't know that. And then she kept stumbling and stumbling. Well, what I mean to say is I don't know it in this particular situation. I haven't reviewed the books. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Huh?
You graduated from Harvard or wherever the hell it was. Maybe it wasn't Harvard. Whatever. Some upscale school.
One of the Ivy League ones.
Yeah. She graduated from there because Daddy donated money.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to,
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Pretty much.
But then with Eric here, he shows his brilliant arrogance with this whole thing. They were questioning him while he was on the witness stand under oath, just as she was with her comments. But he was under oath, and the district attorney asked him a question, about something that he signed. And his statement was, well, I have to clarify it. They said the question initially was, did you understand this? And he said, well, it's not really my job. And then the district attorney said, do you recall signing that? Well, it's not. His reply was, and this isn't an exact quote, but his reply was, it's not the job of an executive to know what he's signing. I'm like, hey, stupid.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. When you sign something, you should always know what you're signing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's going to happen now? Well, somebody's going to say, hey, you know what? He doesn't pay attention. All I got to do is shove something in front of him and he'll sign it. They could shove something in front of him saying that the Trump organization owes me, I mean, I could fill something out, make it look all official and everything.
Yep.
And then require his signature and, put it in front of him and he'll sign it. And it could say the Trump organization owes me $20 million payable within the next 6 months. Boom! He signed it. Done deal. They better pay.
Yep.
I'm just like, how? There is no executive in the world other than somebody from the Trump family / organization that would make a statement like that.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Because no executive in the world is truly that stupid.
Yeah. And, the document that he was signing was vital to this case because it was about his father overinflating his wealth. And, I'm like, how do you not even think about paying attention to what the hell you're signing? I'm not saying that I've got to have that an executive is going to have in-depth knowledge and detail about what they're signing. But when somebody presents it to them, they're going to give an overview of what the document is and what it's about. And if they're not, why do they have a job?
That's a great question.
I'm just like really, really blown away by the arrogance of these people. And then, we're talking about the trial, and I said this wasn't about the former president, but you know what? We're talking about arrogance, so now we're going to actually make this about the former president.
He might be the most arrogant man to ever lead the United States.
Oh, there's no question on that. And this
although that's not saying much.
Yeah, but this is going above and beyond. So I'm not sure if he was required to take the stand or what the deal was, but so he took the stand and he was basically ignoring what the judge was telling him, and he was being a real jackass to the judge. Yep. And the judge actually looked at his lawyer and said, "You need to get your client under control."
Mm-hmm.
This guy is going to end up going to jail just because he's so stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
contempt of court, you jackass. Have you ever heard of it? You piss the judge off,
Knowing
and
how
guess
dumb
what?
he is, he probably hasn't.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. You piss the judge off, and you go to jail.
No questions asked.
Yeah. It's like Monopoly. Go to jail, directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're in there, dude. And I mean, granted, it wouldn't be long and he'd be bailed out and whatever, but
Yep.
unfortunately, that's what's going to end up having to happen before he actually realizes this judge is serious about enforcing the law.
Mm-hmm.
And about making his courtroom, what it's supposed to be, a place of respect. Trump just doesn't get it. And the worst part about it is everybody who's, all about Trump and they believe every word he says, they're going to say, oh, well, this judge is just way off. Well, first and foremost, it's the judge's courtroom. He pretty much makes the rules in his courtroom. Second, oh shit, I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. I mean,
Yep.
It just gets me so worked up how stupid this is. If I were to talk,
That's understandable.
If I were to talk like that to a judge in the courtroom,
You'd be going to jail.
I would be in jail. There wouldn't be warnings like this.
Yep.
So, as much as Trump constantly claims that this judge has it out for him, obviously the judge is...
He's just doing his job.
Yeah, obviously the judge is giving him a whole hell of a lot of leeway.
Mm-hmm. Probably too much.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just, it doesn't matter what you do. He's going to do whatever he wants to do because he thinks he's, God's gift to everybody. And
yep.
that was part of his defense when he was being questioned. Not in those exact words, but part of his defense was, well, the Trump name just, it increases the value of stuff by, 45%.
That's actually pretty funny.
Well, here's the problem with it. Okay, so if it increases it by 45%, okay, how about the other 200 and some odd percent increase? Because the value that he associated with most of these properties was like 300% higher than the actual value.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Trump, that's a little off. Where's the other 245% or 255%? Yeah, I can do math.
Yeah. I feel bad. I can't do math either.
Well, it's, I don't know. It's just, it's utterly ridiculous. Maybe the Trump name does increase the value, but it doesn't increase it that much. You still have to be able to justify the value of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's reasons that assessors, who've been doing it a while, can actually assess the value of a property. Because they've been doing it a while and, they ignore things like, oh, this is owned by Trump.
Yep.
They look at everything. I mean, seriously. But anyhow, so I remember the other thing. So the second thing that these pro-Trump folks aren't going to remember or think about is the fact that they're not in the courtroom. They're seeing only what they see, Yeah. They're not seeing the whole thing. And if they are seeing the whole thing, well, how about getting a job? I mean, seriously, this case is happening during the day. Unless you're recording it, or you work at night, I suppose, but,
yeah,
you're not likely to be able to see the whole damn thing.
Yep.
Yeah, well. All right. So we'll move on to the next topic. Oof. What the heck happened there? All right.
I don't know.
So the next topic, I have it titled as, you don't need software to see that.
What's it about?
So this is something that you wouldn't know much of anything about at all, but you know,
right.
it has to do with photography.
Yep.
So there's many formats that a camera can record in, and one of them is a JPEG, which most people are familiar. That's most of the pictures that you see all over the place. And one of the downsides of JPEGs is that they are a lossy format, meaning that it compresses the data, and in compressing that data, it says, well, you know what? Probably can't see that anyhow. I'll get rid of it. Can't see that. I'll get rid of that. So it's a lower quality picture. The other format is called RAW, which a major advantage of a RAW format is your camera captures every single bit of light that it can possibly capture. And when I say light, that means color, because color is, generally speaking, the reflection of certain wavelengths of light. So in this community that I'm in, it's not just one person, it's a whole bunch of people. They keep saying, oh, no computer can read a RAW format. Hello? So, I finally had enough. And somebody that I've interacted with a whole bunch of times, he made the statement that, somebody asked, should I be taking pictures in RAW or JPEG? And of course, he's one that just opens his mouth constantly, but normally he's got good things to say. I will say that. This time, though, no. He said that you shouldn't take pictures in RAW format because you have to edit them. And no software, and this is what he actually said. He said no software is going to be able to read it. It has to render a JPEG before it can actually show it on the screen. And I said, no. There is no computer that can just plain read any picture format without software. It doesn't matter what format the picture is saved in. If you don't have software, you can't read it. And then he replied, oh, that's not what I said. And, yeah, it is. It's exactly what you said. Then he said, and I said, simply put, software is used to translate the information saved within the picture format into something that the operating system can send to the video card to actually display the picture. Doesn't matter what format it's in. Either the software is able to read that format or it's not. That's all there is to it. And his reply back was, okay, fine. I'm like, shut up, jerk. Sorry, I know that, I can see stone cold look on your face. I can tell that, you're like, whatever, Dad. But, but it really ticks me off because, so many people say these stupid things like that. He tried backtracking. Oh, well, the camera the camera takes a better JPEG than your editing software. No. The editing software is going to display the RAW format. That's all there is to it. You take a picture in a RAW format, you have to edit it. That's it. And truthfully, I'm going to edit a picture a whole hell of a lot better than the camera's going to create a JPEG of it. But then I pointed out to this person, I said, unless you've got a small card and you're taking a lot of pictures, save in both. Then you get the best of both worlds. And they thanked me.
Hmm.
I mean, seriously, that's all there is to it, you know? It doesn't cost anything. Hell, I mean, I got a 256 gigabyte card for my camera. It can hold like, I don't know, some insane amount. I think like 15,000 pictures or something like that. I'm not going to take that before I clear off the camera. So, what the hell? You know, I'll take both formats. Okay, so now I'm down to 7,500 pictures. Woo! I mean, I've had the camera for like 3 years, and I've only taken, I think I've taken 4,000 pictures with it. I think I'm good. You know, but that card only cost me like $50. So what the hell? Spend the money, get a decent card that's a large card, and don't worry about it. No. All right, we got to get the spaced out look off of Ryan's face. So, our last topic.
Okay.
This one actually came from a doctor.
Oh?
Yeah. So, I don't remember exactly what we were watching. I think it was the morning news on the weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
And the doctor made a statement before it cut to commercial. Made a statement that exercising will decrease mortality rate. I'm like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, maybe you come from a different country than I do, but mortality rate is 100%. I don't know of anybody who has lived forever. I don't care how much exercise you do. You ain't going to live forever.
Nope.
So, you know, exercising is not going to reduce the mortality rate at all. It may extend your mortality, but that's all it's going to do. You know, they don't even know that it's going to do that. You know, unless you, as I've said before, unless you have a way that you can go back in time and then exercise and see if you die sooner, then you can't know for sure if it's going to help or if it's going to hurt or anything. Because, yes, folks, exercise can hurt. You do too much of it, it can cause you problems. You work too hard, you can cause yourself a heart attack. And other side of the coin, it doesn't always help. Think of how many of these personal trainers, you know, these people who've got videos all over the place, you know, they look like they're really fit and everything. Think of how many of them have had sudden heart attacks. There's been quite a few of them. You know, so you got to have a balance. I mean, you can't be sitting around lazy doing absolutely nothing. But at the same time, do you really truly want to spend all of your time in the gym working out? I don't.
Probably not.
But, you know, there's people, they'll spend an hour a day in the gym. And, you know, if that's what you're doing for socialization as well, I guess okay. But,
yeah, that's reasonable.
But most of these people, they're going in there, they're putting their headphones in and drowning out everybody else. And it's like, wow. You just want to spend an hour a day, every day, just to, I don't know, I can find better ways to do things, you know?
Yeah, if you want to work out and you don't want to be social, just have a gym at home.
Yeah, I mean, you can have some equipment. I mean, there are some disadvantages because, you know, at the gym, they're going to maintain the thing without any additional cost or whatnot. But, you know, most of these gyms are not cheap. So, I don't know. I mean, to each his own. You know, I get that. If you enjoy working out, it makes you feel good, okay, good. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But, for me personally, as Dave alluded to last week, I mean, no, I'm not somebody who's going out exercising a whole lot, but when I go to take my pictures, generally speaking, I'm walking to get a good picture.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing a little bit. I'm not doing a ton, but I'm also not spending an hour a day every day in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Again, to each his own, but that doctor I was like, really? It's going to reduce mortality rate. Ain't going to happen, dude. Maybe you should go back to school and learn about that. Yeah, well. All right, folks. I'm sure you heard that music starting up.
That means good night.
We'll see you.